Adesanya versus Duplessis. This is a huge one, guys. This is a really huge one, and I want to basically describe my thoughts on that and basically give my prediction for Sunday's fights, UFC 305, and basically telling the reasoning behind my choice of who will win that fight between Adesanya versus Strickland. And basically, I'll be putting out some facts that are really crucial that I've seen by going through their previous fights. But then that will be according to my opinion, and then I'll want to see you guys' comments as well. And just before starting, I don't want to lean toward the emotion because most of the time people say, Adesanya will win this fight because he has been at UFC since very long, and then he had the belt throughout his UFC career until uh, uh, until Strickland, and that's why people will tends to, and then as he also cried at the press conference, that's why people will say, well, the karma will go against plessi, and then Adesanya will win this fight of this Sunday. But then I'll just before predicting who do I think will win this fight, I just want to go through some things that I just pointed out. But then before that, just please, guys, I want you guys to subscribe to this channel. It's very important, just to support me, and so that I can give you guys more content, and and so that I can continue to basically, this is my first prediction, and I'll mainly do reaction videos, but then I'll also bring more prediction if you guys subscribe. If we start off, we'll say uh, both of these opponents has many things in common, and the first one is that both of them has their when it comes to punching, they really don't punch straight. They tend to start out with combination, and then throw a punch afterward. But then they are really known for combination. Don't not like um, what can I say? Not really. They don't punch straight forward. And then the second thing that they have in common is that they are in most of their fights, they are not the one who starts. They are not the one pressuring. They are really not offensive when it comes to pressure their opponents. They'll mainly wait for the opponent to make a mistake, and then throw their best punch. If they by chance they get a chin, and then the opponent will be knocked out in most of the cases. And the other thing I noticed that they have both in common and they do really well is that they are really technical. When it comes to fighting, they don't just rush to beat the opponent up, even though after many trash talks. Um, because Adesanya, he's really known for trash talking. But then Duplessis is really not known until this press conference earlier. He's not really known for trash talking, but then his incident against Strickland, despite that, for both for both opponents, they don't use their emotion to fight, not at all. But then those are the three things that they have really in common. But then and then they are really artistical. They're really creative fighters, and they have their unique way of fighting. Duplessis is known for his. I think most of people. I've seen Daniel Cormier, and I don't know whether it's Adesanya saying that he has a weird style, but then Adesanya is more creative as well. It makes them unique. But then when we, if I just if you want to point out like the main difference and then basically say who is stronger and who is the one who do everything better, I'll say that in most of the following the points I just made earlier, I would say Drakus first and foremost do better at, you know, when it comes to striking and um punching. His punches are really really huge, and you can see that when Duplessis was, fighting against Strickland, you could see the main difference between I mean, when Duplessis was fighting Strickland and then when Strickland fought Adesanya, because when Duplessis fought Strickland, his punches were very huge at the point that, Strickland's face was really damaged. You could see like blood everywhere throughout his face, and then he did also the same as for at Duplessis, but then it wasn't that much compared to what Duplessis did to Strickland. But then this wasn't the case for Adesanya, because we could see that Strickland's face wasn't damaged at all. But then you could see like the at what side that the face of Adesanya was swallowed at one at just at one side. I think I don't know whether it's the right eye or the left one, but then he was damaged. But that wasn't the case for Strickland. So which basically validate my point by saying that the punches of Duplessis are more powerful than the one of Adesanya. The other thing that he does better is, I would say, when it comes to the timing. Like, he's really more accurate when it comes to punching. He's more accurate, he's faster, and then Adesanya's punches, when it comes to punching his opponent, he is really predictable, because most of the time he will start by throwing, or sometimes he start by a jab, but then he'll lead his right hand toward his opponent, and then he will follow up with um, like his with his right hand doing, how could we call it again, um, like a jab. Yeah, he'll throw a jab with his right hand, but then he'll start off with his left hand, just as way to throw the direction, to mark the direction. But then when he does that, most of the time you'll see that it's so predictable, and then it isn't fast enough. Adesanya's punches are not really known for damaging his opponents, no, and he's not both of them are not knockout person, but then Duplessis punches are really really strong, and that's why he managed to knock out Robert Whittaker last summer. It's mainly because of his punches. Like, you could see that there is a difference of power. And then, as I said, the faster is Duplessis as well. He's really faster than Adesanya. He's more accurate when it comes to punching, and he's a more complete opponent. When you see Adesanya is more of a martial art person. Like, he knows how to punch, to kick, but then that's it. You see that. Oh, he also knows how to. He is really sharp as well. But then, aside from that, I would say Duplessis is really better at most of the things, of most of the criteria that I just talked about. But then, one thing, if we go according to the both what both of the opponents did and accomplished, what are the potential that each one have? People, I mean, I will go towards Duplessis, because statistically, I mean, as I said, when it comes to power, being fast, accuracy, um, also the way of, maybe somehow the defense, but not a lot. Uh, he's 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 better than Adesanya. That's why I'll give him 40%. When in terms of percentages, I'll give him 30% to win the fight that will occur this Sunday. But then for Adesanya, as I said, that um, they have many things in common. Like they have basically the same skills, but then it's just that Duplessis do more better. I'll give Adesanya 27% to win this fight, but then I will add more to Adesanya, saying the main reason being that he had a huge, he did basically 11 months without fighting. And then I assume that he didn't waste, spends like, spends his time of resting like without taking advantage of that, and then just bettering himself and learning new tools and then bringing more to the table. I think he might come with a big surprise, and who might knows. That's why basically I'll add more to Adesanya, maybe at least uh, um, at 22% more, because you never know, because I'll assume that I think Adesanya he's really serious, and then that this fight means a lot for him. And then I think he prepared it like for a very long time, like as he spent just 11 months. Duplessis also had a big gap, a big month gap. Like he had like from he just fought this January. So if you calculate from January up to now, it's basically 7 or 8 months. So I think he also took advantage of that, and then you know um, preparing to this fight. But then I think Adesanya might bring some new, new, new skills or new techniques. Um, because he's a really serious guy. He's really he has a really strong drive, which, as he said uh, at this press conference, his main drive is to provide for his family, and then giving back all the sacrifices that um, he and his mother and his father did, so that they um, mainly that's the reason why. I mean, where when you see where they are right now, that's the what the path behind that we don't see. So he's really pressured with all of this situation to win that fight. So I think that's why I think he might, you know, come as a new person, but really come as a new person. And then um, if you see also the when it comes to the height, I mean not the height. I think Adesanya is taller than uh, Duplessis, and that might play a trick because as he's really best at kicking, like he has this special um, uh, question mark kick, like he calls that question mark kick. That might also play a trick uh, when he will fight Duplessis. But then, beside from that, even though I'll take Adesanya to win this fight, because as I said, the pressure. Maybe he used those 11 months to prepare for this fight, and then with the skills that he actually has, I'll say Adesanya, but a small percentage difference, just of let's say as I added. on more, like I added 20%, if I can remember correctly, but then which is 47% to Adesanya to win that fight, because he has, like, for me, like a really slight advantage toward to plessis, being the experience, and then maybe the 11 month breakup. Um, and yeah, so that's my take on that. So I can't wait for Sunday, and then you guys tell me what you think about my prediction. Do you disagree or agree? Where do you disagree? Where do you agree? And I can't wait for give you guys my reaction on that fight that will occur on Sunday. So that's it, guys, for my prediction. Please, as I said, subscribe to this channel. It's really useful. And then I'll see you guys this Sunday.